Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy Foots the King. Hey, as always, thank you all. Thank you, whoever's watching this, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. All right, let's get right into it, man. Football's back. As you can see, the Skins are probably celebrating this week because they beat the Patriots, and it's preseason. And you see Sam Darnold out there. You see all these draft picks out there. I got my NFL draft shirt on. You see Saquon Barkley bust a run open for a bunch of yards, and then he gets nothing else because the Giants' O-line sucks. You see all of these things happening throughout the NFL. It's an exciting time. It really is. But as far as this team goes, we can learn a lot from these preseason games, especially because of our youth. The Cowboys are a very young team. So at the bottom of this roster, things are going to start happening. Now, as far as this topic goes, all right, will Joe Thomas and will Jaylon Smith there play what they've been doing throughout training camp? Will they ultimately keep LVE, Leighton Vander Esch, off the field? But before I get to that, and I always thank you guys, I want you guys to know when I'm not doing a video or pumping out content to you guys, and I'm going to be super consistent throughout the season, is because I'm doing music. Foots and Coles, you guys check this out real quick. Follow me on the Instagram, follow my Instagram, Foots the King, and then follow Foots and Coles. We're working on another album. I'm always creating. I'm a lunatic, guys. I love music. I love creation. Check this out really quick. Alright guys, so this is for, I hope you guys like it too. This is for a project called A Happy Home. Gonna have the horns involved, my homie who's a lead player. We're doing like some really groovy tunes. Go check out all the iTunes. I'm working so hard. Music, football, sports. I'm just trying to create in every way possible. Thank you guys for rocking with me. So, before I get to the main topic, which is this linebacker core, this competition, because believe me, it is a competition. LVE, Joe Thomas, Marshall Lillard, obviously the GOAT, Sean Lee, when he's healthy, he's the GOAT for sure. Jaylon, this is gonna be something to talk about, and I'm sure it'll get feisty in here. I want to talk about Tavon Austin really quick, just a quick hitter. Let's look at something. Let's just think about something really quick. Come on, y'all. All right, guys. So there's Tavon right there at the top of your screen. Look how he just goes and sits down in that zone, okay? All right. Nothing too much. Gets up, spins the ball. Looks good there. Boom. Now watch this comeback route right here. Boom. Look at the separation. Cooper should have had the ball out, but that's okay. Look at the separation right there. Guys. All right, and that's not me doing a really in-depth film breakdown. You guys know I like to hit my film, but I really just wanted to point that out to kind of highlight. It's kind of amazing that Tavon Austin may be a better receiver than a lot of us thought. I also believe that I don't think that fans are really looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, you out here banging with Gallup, because at this point it's pretty clear that the staff wants Gallup to win this starting position. All right, they're gonna give him chances. Hurd is going to get his opportunities. Cole Beasley is going to be in the slot. But Tavon as a receiver, not just a gadget guy, is something that you saw those two plays, and it wasn't nothing in depth. You saw those two plays. It looked really good. Just keep that in mind. That's just a quick hit. He looks really good catching the ball. And think about it if you're a corner, all right? You're a corner. Let's say you're a Richard Sherman or one of these bigger corners who's been playing man, and you thumping with these bigger receivers, Gallup and Hearns. I said Hurds, not Sam Hurd. Alan Hearns. All right, so you thumping with these bigger receivers, and then this speedy guy comes in out of nowhere and double moves you. Okay? His speed is unmatched. Everything you hear out of camp, this guy's serious. All right, that's just my quick hit. Now, let's get to the headliner, baby. Will Joe Thomas and Jaylon Smith keep LVE off the field? All right, here are some things to think about. When you think about Jaylon, we all have documented his story, so there's no need to really go back and forth with that. But let's take a deeper dive into Joe Thomas. I hit him on the page when we first signed him, but let's think about where he's come from, all right? 2015, undrafted. He's still a fairly young player, okay? 2015, undrafted. Dallas cut him, brought him into a camp. They cut him. Green Bay picks him up, okay? Now he's playing in a 3-4 scheme. To me, if you look at his body size, and I was talking to Coach, my man, the man, shout out to you, the man. He helped me out in Oxnard a lot. Really did some cool things for me. We were talking about body size and skill sets and all these things. And watching Joe Thomas fly around, and I'm going to get to some film, watching him fly around, he is suited for a 4-3, what the Cowboys run, okay? In Green Bay, he was out there thumping, but he's playing in the middle of that defense. You know, your middle linebacker in a 3-4, in a 3-4 has to be stout. That's why if you look at how Houston plays their 3-4, they have big Bernard McKinney, and you know the Ravens have always had a big middle linebacker. Joe Thomas he's a great young player, but he's not a true middle linebacker, especially not size-wise. But in this scheme, especially playing the will, which he was playing on what day was that? Thursday, the preseason game. Man, wait a minute, flying around, not out of position. Sure tackles, wasn't really blowing anybody up, but sure tackles, had the pick. Why did he have the pick? Because he knew where the play was going. He was in position. I'll break it down to where you'll see that he was either he had to jump, I think it was the tight end or the H-back. He had to jump him. He made the play. My point is, this Joe Thomas now, all right, and you guys know kind of the reserves that I've had about Leighton Vander Esch, all right? I think he's going to develop. It's still very, very early, so this is not knee-jerk at all. But we still have to grade, us as fans have to grade what we see, okay? You haven't heard much out of camp as far as Leighton really making plays. And the only way that you can really evaluate linebacker play is when they're actually tackling. All right, you can go tag off. I go to camp, you see guys tag off. That don't mean he's gonna make a tackle. You can tag off Ezekiel Elliott. Don't mean you're gonna bring him to the ground, okay? Linebacker, this is why this is scary. Now, this is the true thing to think about. Linebacker is one of the easiest transitions to make to the pros. It's not easy, but one of the easiest, okay? It's not like quarterback, it's not like left tackle, it's not like receiver. Those are harder. Corner. Linebacker, if you can play linebacker, you can play linebacker. I mean, see ball, hit ball. And that's what I think that LVE, Leighton, is kind of struggling with, how he feels, how he plays with power. The coverage stuff is great. You saw the pick that he almost had, but what I don't like is I haven't seen him fill. I haven't seen him make a tackle. You see now, and obviously Joe Thomas is further along his career, but I think, and you guys help me out here, if Sean Lee were to get hurt, I think that your best three would probably be Damian Wilson, Jaylon, and Joe Thomas. That's probably a hot take, but right now I think that, you know, from everything I've seen being in camp, he does move well, but then it didn't translate to the first game. We'll see how it plays out throughout preseason, and he still has a bunch of time to develop. And I'm not saying that it's over, and they're going to put him in opportunities to develop. But what do you guys think? Because from everything I'm saying, matter of fact, let's look at some film real quick, because Jaylon and Joe, they look good in the small sample size that they had. Let's look at some film. All right, guys, here we go. Just in their base defense right there. You see Jaylon and Joe, both the guards, both try to get on them. Easy money, able to make the play. Jaylon with the swoop. All right, here goes Joe right here in coverage. Look how he feels, all right? Aggressive tackle. That's what you want to see from your linebacker. You want to see him come down. You want to see him fall. This is my favorite play right here. Look at the side step right there. All right, guard tries to get on him, isn't able to. Boop. Make a good tackle, just a sure tackle. That's what you want to see right here. And this is the play that I was talking about. Now look at Joe Thomas right here. Okay, in position. All right, wasn't fooled. And it's something about when you're in position, you just make plays. It's not by coincidence that, you know, Ed Reed was able to have all these turnovers throughout his career. When you're in the right place, somehow the ball just finds your hand. So I'm not saying that Joe Thomas is going to have 1,000 picks this year or a bunch of fumbles, but I'm saying there's something about this Joe Thomas that I like. I think that he's a sneaky pickup, and I want your guys' opinion on that, okay? I'm not saying that LVE is a bust. I like Leighton Vander Esch. I like his size. Things have to slow down for him. Obviously, Joe Thomas has a bunch of experience. But this is, if nothing else, it's encouraging to see that our linebackers finally have some depth for when and if when Sean Lee gets hurt. When Sean Lee gets hurt, let's be honest. So, what do you guys think about that? Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Am I jumping the gun? You guys watch the film. I didn't want to go too deep on the film. I'm just showing you guys the highlight. You know that I can break down film if need be, but I'm just showing you guys the highlight and kind of talking through it. Let me know your guys' opinion. And as always, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. The music, follow that. Cowboys Huddle, me and Joe ramped up another show last week. You got the news about Travis Frederick today, so we'll kind of have to see what's going on with that. All right, guys, it's your boy Fritz the King. Peace.